Welcome back to the Fantasy Price Check. Week 1 is now in the books, and I hope you guys got the W. Throughout the season, I'm going to be talking about guys that you're going to be able to pick up on your waiver wires, and today we're going to talk about Parris Campbell. Before we get into Parris Campbell, I need to ask you guys for a favor. Hit that subscribe button down below to help keep this channel growing. Before we get into Parris Campbell, check the waiver wire to see if Nyheim Hines, Malcolm Brown, or James Robinson are available in the event you need help at running back. The guy that I want to talk about today is Parris Campbell. After looking into ESPN and Yahoo, Parris Campbell is rostered in 22% of Yahoo leagues and 30% of ESPN leagues. Parris Campbell is a guy that I've added in a lot of best ball leagues and a guy that I was considering using my last pick in the draft on. He's a second-year wide receiver that's part of last year's elite wide receiver draft class. He was drafted in the second round of the 2019 NFL draft class ahead of DK Metcalf and Terry McLaurin. In fact, Terry McLaurin was Parris Campbell's teammate at Ohio State, and Parris Campbell was way more productive in college. Take a look at the college production of Parris Campbell compared to Terry McLaurin. During their senior season, Terry McLaurin put up 701 yards and 11 touchdowns on 35 receptions, and Parris Campbell put up 1,063 yards and 12 touchdowns on 90 receptions. And this dude is fast. He is faster than Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin ran a 4.35, Parris Campbell ran a 4.31. And he's got decent size too. He is 6 feet, 205 pounds. And look at his athletic profile on playerprofiler.com. He has a 97th percentile speed score and burst score, and his player comp is Santana Moss. So what happened to Parris Campbell last year? Last year, Parris Campbell got destroyed by injuries. In week 4, he suffers an abdominal strain and misses 3 games. Then he fractures his hand in week 10 and misses 4 more games. Then once he comes back from the hand fracture, he fractures his foot in week 14 and misses the rest of the season. This guy is super talented, he just needs to stay healthy. He's healthy now, he's been talked up in camp by head coach Frank Wright, and he had a solid week 1. Here's a quote from head coach Frank Wright describing Parris Campbell during training camp. He looks strong, fast, explosive, good hands, understands the offense, consistent. And I was hearing reports about how good Parris Campbell is looking throughout the entire offseason. And Parris Campbell got his 2020 season off to a great start. In week 1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, he drew 9 targets for 6 receptions, 71 yards, and also got 1 rushing attempt for 9 yards. He led the Colts wide receivers in snaps, targets, and receptions. He got an 82% snap share, which exceeded even T.Y. Hilton. What I was curious about this offseason was what Parris Campbell's snap share would look like. Parris Campbell primarily plays from the slot, and my concern was how often he would come off the field when the Colts run 12 personnel, but that didn't happen too much. 95% of his snaps in week 1 came in the slot, and he drew a 23% target share. Parris Campbell is going to be on the field a lot, and he's going to create a ton of mismatches in the slot with his speed. Parris Campbell had an easy matchup in week 1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up leading the team in targets by the end of the season. He looks like a favorite target for Phillip Rivers, and with his speed, he's going to make a lot of big plays. Parris Campbell is underpriced. Pick him up off waivers. I wouldn't be surprised if he catches 80 plus passes for 1,000 plus yards this year. Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you missed our last price check on James Robinson, I'm going to be throwing up his right over there. So be sure to check that out. And don't forget to subscribe below. I'll see you guys on the next one.